The juice, I got the juice, again, I got the juice, again, I got the juice, one more time. The juice, again, I got the juice, one more time. I got the juice, again, the juice.
Hey y'all. All right, so I wanted to share a story with you. Well, first of all, let me thank everybody who has been subscribing to my channel, everybody who donates, everybody who hits the like button, everybody who lets the ads play through. You all are donating, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But I told y'all on my last story time that I did, I'm gonna start doing these a little bit more often so y'all can get to know some things about me, since I haven't been going live yet. I still haven't moved, y'all, so I'm still transitioning. This is the reason why y'all get one spot, okay? I can't show y'all around this place. Shit is crazy. But today's video is going to be about my first spiritual awakening and how I ignored it and what was the consequences of that, okay? All right, so so those of you who don't know, I had children and got married really early in life. I was like 17 when I got pregnant with my oldest son. By the time I was 22, I had 3 children, 2 stepchildren, and a husband. Yeah, your girl was tripping. Okay, but so my first spiritual awakening, when spirit was trying to get me to wake my ass up and I was ignoring it, was this was like I want to say this was like 2000, the year 2000. What happened was, okay, so one day I was in the kitchen, I was cooking. And I had just had my second oldest son, my 20-year-old. I had just had him. He was a little bitty baby. And he I fed him. I had fed both of my children already. I always feed my kids before I start cooking, because when kids smell food cooking, they'll start acting crazy or whatever. So I had gave them a little snack or whatever. I had fed the baby, and I'm in the kitchen cooking, and like out of the blue, y'all, I just got this real sharp pain in my back. And I'm talking about, this wasn't like no regular pain. It felt like somebody had like took something and hit me, like a shovel or something. And I'm like, okay, why do my back feel like that? So while my food is cooking, I had to go sit down on the couch, because I'm like, what's up? What's going on here? So my husband, he comes and well, at the time me and him was dating. We wasn't married yet, but we was getting ready to get married. So my husband, he comes in and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, man, I don't know. So I got this sharp ass pain in my back. And like, as I'm sitting there, the pain just keep intensifying. So I'm like, okay. So, and I want to say it was probably like a good hour. I finished cooking. I was in pain while I was cooking. So I was like, let me just take some ibuprofen or something, right? So I took some ibuprofen and I kept cooking. And then finally the ibuprofen kicked in, but it really didn't do a whole lot to stop the pain. So I want to say like I was able to eat, okay, but the pain was still kind of there, but it wasn't as bad. And so we ended up going to bed. Okay, later on or whatever, we ended up going to bed. And I want to say like the middle of the night. I don't even think it was enough time for us to even wake up, because I remember it still being old dark o'clock outside. But in the middle of the night, I'm hitting my husband while we in the bed. I'm like, babe, something is going on with my back. I'm like, I don't know. So he was like, well, just come on, let's just go to the emergency room. So we called a neighbor, the lady that stayed next door. She would watch my kids and shit in the wintertime, because I was in Ohio at the time. So she would watch my children, because who want to tote kids out in the middle of the night in the snow to the hospital? Nobody want to do that. So my homegirl, she was real cool. Her name was Amelia. She was like, yeah, I watch the kids or whatever. Go see what's going on with Queen, whatever. So, she takes my children next door. Literally, we lived like, we both shared a porch. So when we walked out of our porch, we had to walk to, like, okay, if I'm living here and she living here, when we walk out, we both on the same porch. So we had to walk like this to get out of our houses, okay, to the car. So we literally just walked the kids, across her porch or to her house or whatever. So, okay, so we going to the hospital. My husband driving us to the hospital in the snow, right? It's cold as shit. I'm like bugging out. I'm like, yo, I don't know what's going on, because the whole time we driving, the pain is just intensifying. So I get to the emergency room and they're like, oh, you probably have a kidney stone. So we're gonna have you drink a whole bunch of water and we're gonna have you pee in this strain. They gave me like this little strainer thing. It was like, I don't know, it was weird. And then I was all scared to pee because they all talking about, oh, when it come out, it's like a stone. I'm like, out of my purse? What you mean? What you talking about? You talking about a stone finna come out of my purse? Oh no, honey. Oh no, honey. Sister girl ain't got time for that. No. I'd rather push your baby out. So anyways, so we get there and I'm peeing. I'm drinking all this damn water and peeing. Because they're like, well, what you been eating? And I'm telling them. They're like, what you been drinking? I'm telling them. I was drinking a lot of brandy. I ain't tell them that. But yeah. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I'm about to pee out a stone, right? So I'm peeing and nothing happens. So they was like, okay, Queen, we don't know. So we just gonna run some tests, okay? So they came in, they drew my blood and shit. They took like 3 vials of blood because they was like, we're gonna run multiple tests just to see if there's anything in your blood and, if you got any poisoning or anything. And I'm looking over here, looking at my husband like, poison? They said poison. Trying to kill me, son? I was so paranoid back then. So, they took all my blood and stuff. They couldn't find nothing with the blood in the lab test. So they was like, okay, well, we're going to run some x-rays. So they run x-rays. Y'all, they couldn't find nothing wrong with your girl. Nothing. They couldn't find nothing wrong with me. So I'm like, okay, so like, what's wrong with me? Like, so they sent me home. Let me tell you what they sent me home with, y'all. They going to tell me I had gas. Gas, y'all. So they sent me home with Pepsi AC. They told me I could take Tums, and they gave me it was some Gas X. Shit I could go to the store and buy by myself. This is what they gave me. So I get home and I'm eating Tums like they for sale. I mean, like they free. Okay. I'm popping them back. And even though when I do have gas, it did get better, but the pain didn't completely go away. It was like something was wrong. Like, when something wrong with your body. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can tell you that you don't know your body. I know my body. So I knew something was up. I didn't know what it was, but I just knew something was up. So, I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Now, mind you, the guy I was married to him for 16 years. The dude that I'm talking about, he's my ex-husband now, but we stayed married for 16 years. This ain't the dude I told y'all about yesterday. Not him. Not the one I got the 2 oldest kids with. This is my youngest son dad. Okay, my 18-year-old's dad. So anywho, what ended up happening, I went home, and I'm trying to live a regular life. I was working every day. I had 3 babies and 2 stepchildren, like I told y'all. So me and him both had to get up and take our ass to work. We had kids. So the second time that this same thing happened, by then me and my ex-husband had relocated to Georgia. My dad had got real sick and he started having strokes, and I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm going to help my dad. So you're more than welcome to come if you want. But if not, your girl gonna be all right. You heard me? So my ex-husband was like, yeah, I'm coming with my wife. Like, what the fuck? You stupid or dumb? Or no? I'm like, oh, I guess I'm stupid and dumb. I don't know. So anyways, we get down here. And I want to say we was probably in Georgia for maybe a good year, I think. Now, he was a karmic too, though, y'all. But, I think we was there for a good year maybe, because we had moved into our house on Clary Cottage. So we in this big old pretty house, y'all. Oh my God, I wish I had pictures of that house. That house was so beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful homes I've ever lived in my life. It was fucking gorgeous. I hope it's for sale when I get down there. I'll buy it. But anyways, yeah. So we in our new house, because we went from an apartment to a house, right? Because our first year we rented an apartment because we wanted to be able to, go around and look at the houses and see what, what they had to offer. We didn't want to do it from out of town. So we moved into our house, and I want to say this was probably like, I don't know, maybe we was in that house a good 3-4 months, and it happens again, y'all. It happened again. But this time I had to call the ambulance because I couldn't move. Like, I couldn't even walk to the car. So they had to have an ambulance come. The ambulance came. They had to basically pick me up off my bed and put me on the stretcher because I was in so much pain, y'all. I was crying. You know how, I don't know if y'all ever been on a stretcher before, but if you ever been on a stretcher, and you know how when they roll in the stretcher to the ambulance and it be like rolling on the ground, yo, even that was hurting. It was feeling like every time the stretcher would hit, rumbling like on the concrete, it felt like somebody was shanking me in that spot, wherever I hit the bump at. So I'm like, what is going on? So I get to the hospital, y'all, emergency room again, right? Same thing. They stole all my good rich blood. Okay, this is holy blood. I ain't know that at the time. They stole all my holy blood, child, and ran all of these tests, and had me peeing all over the doggone place. They put the IV in me because they was like, we gotta take a lot of tests on you. Dope me up with some girl, child, whatever it was some good shit. Okay, I'm telling you, the doctors got the good shit. Don't be messing with these dope men out in the street. The doctors, they got the good dope. So anyway, whatever that shit was, they put me out. I was out. Okay. So I'm asleep. While I'm asleep, they running all these tests. My husband is there. He making sure they don't clone me or, put no microchip in me, hint, hint, So boom. I wake up. I probably was asleep like, I don't know, y'all. It was a while. I think it was like 5 or 6 hours. I was knocked out pretty good. So when I woke up, I was like, oh my God, that was the best sleep I ever had in my life, right? So I get up and I'm like, okay. So the nurse is in there. I hear the little machine and shit, like they monitoring my heart and all of that. So not the one they put you on when you dying, y'all, but the one that just monitor your heart rate. So I'm wake up and I see the lady in my room and I'm like, what's wrong? What is going on with me? And she's like, we don't know. She was like, I feel so bad because we can't tell you what's happening. We don't know. So I'm like, well, how can you be walking, just having a normal day, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're dying and the damn doctor can't tell you what's wrong? You're the doctor. What do you mean you don't know? So I'm like, okay. So I get home, and me and my husband sitting on the front porch. We had a beautiful, beautiful yard. Y'all, that house was so beautiful. I wish I could let y'all see it. It was so beautiful. So we sit on the front and on the front porch in our little lounge chairs and stuff, and we talking about it, And I'm like, babe, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, maybe I need to like stop eating like meat. Maybe I need to change my lifestyle or something. So basically, because I was ignoring my spiritual awakening, spirit was like attacking my body, but nobody could tell me what was wrong or what was happening. So this was the very first step I made in order to, become who I am today. So what ended up happening is I started going on Google, because Google had got real popular around this time where, now you can actually start finding different information on there and stuff. So now, mind you, this was about 5 years, I want to say, after the first time. Okay. So yeah, about 5 or 6 years. So I'm over here and we talking about what happened years ago. We like, remember when before, when we was dating, what happened? And he like, yeah, babe, I don't know what's going on with you, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I started looking up stuff, and I was still going to the library a lot at this time, because it wasn't, Google was a good place for information, but it wasn't like it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like with the YouTube and all that stuff. And plus I wasn't real technology savvy. I'm still not technology savvy, but I really wasn't then. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't moved with the times at all, y'all. I would go to the library and go get books and sit home and just read. That's why I'm a freaking nerd. I'm a nerd. I am. I'm happy. Well, I'm happy about it. I done read thousands of books. Okay. So I had went to the library and I just started looking up stuff and I started typing shit in on the computer, like, you know, what do we mean when you having this, and I ended up coming across some website. I can't remember it to save my life today, but whatever the website was, it ended up talking about spirituality for some reason. Okay, of course, you know, spirit will get you however they get you. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even looking into spiritual stuff. I wasn't even thinking spiritual stuff. I'm thinking like, maybe the way I eat, maybe it's my lifestyle, maybe it's my diet. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, maybe I'm exercising too much. I don't know. Because me and my husband used to exercise like almost every day. So when I clicked on the little web thing and the link, and whoever the lady was that had wrote the article, she was talking about how your soul will spiritually attack your body if your body is not in sync. Like, you know how they say we wrestle not with flesh and blood but with spirits. Shit, y'all know how it go. The principalities and shit and rulers and high places and all that. So basically how she was explaining it was that if your soul knows that you have a calling and you are not, your body is not in sync with that, your soul will literally start to attack you, where you'll get sickness symptoms. Some people get tumors and cancer and all kind of stuff, and a lot of time that be their soul trying to tell them like, hey, I'm trying to wake you up and you're not waking up like I'm telling you to do, so I'm gonna make you get sick in order for you to reflect on what's going on, right? Okay, y'all, so I'm listening to the article, but I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, I don't know, homegirl sound kind of, you know, I don't know about chick, right? But I was listening. I really was. I was putting all of it in my mental Rolodex. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this information, and just in case I don't use it, you know, but I'm still gonna have it in the back of my brain just in case I need it, right? So and I do that with anything, with any information I come across. I don't never just throw shit away. If I come across it, I feel like I came across it for a reason. It's gonna be useful one day for somebody, if not me, somebody, right? So I'm like, okay, okay. So after I read the article, I'm kind of sitting there to myself, and I'm like, well, that gotta be the only thing, because don't nothing else really make sense. Like, the doctors can't tell me what's wrong with me. I mean, I was eating pretty healthy, you know what I'm saying? We was eating fruits and vegetables all the time. Me and my ex-husband that's all we did was exercise and ate, you know, healthy. You know, I made everything from scratch. So I'm like, okay. So the first thing I did was I stopped using vegetable oil, because I was like, okay, maybe it's this vegetable oil, because the lady had said something about that in the article too. She was like, you shouldn't be eating vegetable oil. They use that for car lubricant parts and shit. You know, you need to be using extra virgin olive oil, or, you know, all these different types of oil. So we started changing that. And then I think this was like the second time we had stopped eating meat, right? Because we had already stopped eating meat at one time, and then we, you know, we went on back to that chicken, man. That damn chicken got us, man. Damn chicken, man. So yeah. So we started back eating meat again. And so this time we was like, yo, well, we just gonna stop eating meat again. And one thing I did love about my ex-husband, when I went through something, he went through it. You know what I'm saying? But he was a karmic. He was. But so anyways, we had did that. And then I started running into little different things. Like, I used to be sitting on my front porch at night, and I used to see like shooting stars all the time. Like, almost every night I would see shooting stars. I would see shooting stars. So I'm like, oh, okay. And you know, at the time, and you know, if you what? I'm recording. So, you know, at the time, I only knew what the average person knew about like shooting stars and stuff like that. So I only knew, like, you know, you make a wish, your wish gonna come true, right? Whatever. Boom. I'm simple. I'm very easy to please when it comes to spirit, you know. So I used to just say stuff like, you know, tell me what my life purpose is. I'm talking about when I would be making my little wish, you know, on a star or whatever. I used to be like, you know, show me what my life purpose is. Show me how I could be a better person. Show me how I could make you happy. Because I've always been like that. I've always wanted to please spirit. Always, even as a little child, I always would say, you know, that when I would pray at night, my mom would be like, say a prayer. I would always say, show me how to make you happy. Show me what will make you happy, always. So I'm like, you know, and I'm making my little wishes or whatever. So this was probably like I want to say it was okay, so listen, me and my ex-husband ended up breaking up, right? And we didn't divorce, but we split up. And after we split up, I went through a real depressive state because I felt like he messed up my family and my future. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't his fault totally, but at that time, in that mental state of mind that I was in, that's how I felt. I felt like he fucked up my life. He fucked up my kids' life. He messed with my stability. He just messed with shit because everything was going so well and you just don't know how to keep your dingling in your pants. Like, ugh. So, we ended up separating or whatever, and we was talking about reconciliation, but I you know, spirit, this is when spirit really started moving in my life, right? So he had moved back to Ohio and I'm still down in Georgia, right? And I got this big ass house, and now like my ex-husband, he was a truck driver, so he was making like the bulk of the money. He was making probably like close to $2,000 every week. Okay, so now I got this big ass house with this big ass mortgage payment, with this big ass yard that he used to cut, okay, and all these responsibilities, and all my babies were still young, okay, so they couldn't help me with a lot of stuff, you know, that I needed help with. Whew, thank God for karmics. They always come on time. So, yeah, I look at karmics a different way. I feel like if you don't use them to help you, then I don't know what you fucking with them for. Just saying, that's what they there for. So anyways, so I had started, basically the way I started living is I just started telling people like, listen, I just got out of a relationship, a long relationship, you know, with a person that I'm married to. I do not want to be attached to anybody. I don't want to be nobody's girlfriend. I don't want to do that relationship shit. So if you rock with me, you rock with me. If you don't rock with me, then fuck it, we don't rock. You know what I'm saying? So I was probably courting probably about 3 or 4 different people. Okay, don't judge me. Okay, that's my choice. But I wasn't sleeping with everybody. I had one dude that he was a nerd like me, so I could just call him and we could just talk about nerdy ass shit that most thug dudes don't like to talk about. But I like thugs too. So I had me a thug, and then I had this Jamaican dude because I love they zen, they energy be dope. And then it was just, you know, I meet people here and there, kick it with them, whatever. If I want to swap some energy with them, I swap energy and keep it moving, whatever. Okay, I told you I operate in masculine energy. Don't judge me. Okay, I'm just being real. But I was operating in low vibrational energy at that time too. So it is what it is, right? Okay, so this is when like me and my ex-husband was talking about reconciliation, but I couldn't reconcile with him because spirit was showing me like this dude is not the dude that I want you with, right? So I kind of used him, y'all, because the reason why I waited so long to divorce him is because for some reason when I meet people, they tend to want to marry me. Okay, I've had like 10 freaking wedding rings, like seriously. And at that time, I told y'all I really didn't know how to stand up for myself like I do now. So at that time, I just used to use the fact that I was already married as an excuse to not, you know, move forward in relationships with people, right? Because I was scared to get my heart broke. So I just wanted to just leisurely date. And if it ain't no strings attached, then how can I get mad if you kick it with somebody else when you ain't my boyfriend? Right? No heartbreak. Boom. There it is. Problem solved. That's what I thought. Okay. So, come on, camera. Okay. So in the process of me doing all of that, right, I had went through me trying to commit suicide. Let me tell y'all about this shit. Okay, so one night I had got real drunk and I was in my feelings, right? I was mad about him messing up my life, my family, what I was gonna do, you know, about this situation with my kids, excuse me, everything like that. And I so called myself trying to kill myself, right? And I tell people this all the time. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. You don't have control over your life. And I'm gonna tell you how I know. Let me tell y'all what I did. I had went and you know, in Atlanta, pills is real popular. So I had went and to some dude that I knew at the time. I don't even remember his name no more, okay? And I was like, yo, I need some ecstasy pills or whatever. So I think I had bought like 10 or 8, something like that. Something ridiculous. I don't do ecstasy. So, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I know this gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna take a damn cocktail. I had got like some Tylenols. I had got I had a whole bunch of pills, y'all, but like it was like literally a whole hand, but like the pills filled up my whole hand. But let me tell you what my ass did. I ended up taking Benadryl along with it. At that time, I did not know Benadryl will stop the pills from working. It will counteract that, what should have happened. I took all the pills with a big ass bottle of liquor. I tried to drink it all because, when you say you done, you over, life is over. That was so selfish of me. Oh my God. I was so stupid. But anyways, this is what happened, right? So I took a big old bottle of liquor and I was just chugging and chugging and chugging. I took all them pills and right, until I passed out. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't need no note, nothing. Fuck it. Somebody come get my kids. I don't know. So I lay down and y'all, a bitch woke up. I was so mad that I woke up, y'all. I literally got up and tore my whole fucking house up. I broke dishes. I was, yo. Ooh, it's hard for me to talk about that. Yeah. I was in a real dark place at that time. So, yeah. So that experience. So, anyways, what ended up happening after I woke up from that experience that I had, that's when I started to realize that it's something about me that spirit must be trying to get my attention here, because it's not very many people that attempt that type of stuff and are still around to talk about it, okay, or to do the things that I do, like helping people, okay. So I'm like, okay, all right, clearly God, okay, you got my attention, now what's up? So I got tested again, and this test this time was the one where I ended up losing everything. I've told y'all about this in some of the readings that I do for y'all, where I had got with this guy, and I wasn't even really a relationship type of chick, you know what I'm saying? But I had got with him because I'm like, he seemed like he an alright dude or whatever. And I'm an empath. He had young children and he claimed his children was being hurt by their mother and all this other stuff. So I was trying to help. I was trying to be Captain Save. How? No. So me and dude got together or whatever. And this is the relationship that made me lose everything. That karmic made me lose everything, right? So I ain't gonna say he made me lose everything, but I lost everything while I was fucking with him. I lost my house. I lost all my belongings. I lost my everything, y'all. So that is what, that's what led me to this, okay? And then when I moved to Michigan, I mean, of course, there's a lot of stuff that happened in between this. I'll get to that in other story times. But I ended up moving to Michigan and I got back in church. I ended up finding this pastor. He was white too. He was dope. His name, I ain't gonna tell y'all his name. But yeah, he was a real dope pastor, but he was just real down to earth. He ain't like you calling him pastor. He liked you to call him by his first name. He didn't come with a suit on. He didn't do the whole, and spitting all over the place and all that. He just talked to you like you're a normal person. And when we read the Bible, he talked like he was a normal person. And I dug that. I'm like, okay, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just talk to me. I don't need you spitting all over me, all in my face shit, right? So yeah, he was real cool. And then right before I got ready to leave Michigan, I started having dreams, y'all. I started having these crazy dreams, yo. Spirit was hitting me up in my dreams, yo. But after that experience, then I moved here to New York, and I've been here for, what's this, 2020? I've been here for 6 years. And when I first got here, I used to cry. I used to be like, why did you send me back here? I don't, this place is just bad, got bad juju for me. I don't want to be here. But I see why, because my whole entire spiritual awakening, like me really, really waking up. Of course, I've been going through spiritual awakening, in little spurts and stuff. But my true divine calling with me being a reader here to, help you guys, it all happened here in New York. So yeah, y'all. So that's my story about my spiritual awakening and my symptoms. My symptoms were, I felt like I was gonna die. I was ignoring spirit, but I felt like I was going to die and nobody could tell me what was wrong with me, okay? So if you guys are experiencing anything like that, like my oldest son, he gets headaches real bad when he ignores spirit, like migraines, but we've taken him to the doctors. They can't tell him what's wrong with him either, right? But once you surrender, all of those symptoms go away. So when I surrendered to spirit, of course a little bit of, you know, diet change too. You know, I stopped eating like vegetable oil and stuff like that. But when I surrendered to spirit and just started allowing spirit to do what spirit wanted to do with me, with my vessel, and didn't fight with it, I have not experienced that at all. You know what I'm saying? I've actually never since then, you know what I'm saying? But at the time, I did feel like I was going to die. So I'm just want y'all to know that if you fight with spirit and you don't wake up when spirit is trying to tell you to wake up, okay, this will cause sickness in your body. You will get ill, guys. You will. Okay? And for some people, it's different. All right. But if you go to the doctor and your body is in pain and you know something wrong and you feeling like you about to die and them doctors run all them tests on you and they can't tell you what's wrong with you, baby, you probably fighting with spirit. Okay. That's probably your soul kicking your ass, trying to tell you need to wake that ass up. All right. All right, y'all. Boom. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to hit the like button for me. Okay. I love y'all so much. Love and light. Later.